friends, welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I've uploaded a video other than my meet and greet that I uploaded a few days ago. Well, if you read the description, then you know what's been happening. So as I was going through the requests that you guys were putting in on like Instagram and Twitter, I saw that a lot of you wanted a foundation routine or like what I do with my face, kind of like a face prep / foundation routine. And I've already done this twice on my channel, but it was time that I did an updated one just because I've learned so much since my previous videos, and I feel like my techniques and my skills and what I've learned have really improved the way that my face looks. So if you've been watching my videos for a really long time now, you know that my skincare is super important. So in my personal opinion, I think that the most important aspect when it comes to applying foundation or whatever it may be for your face routine, I think it's very important for your canvas to be prepared. That is the main thing. So I always start off every single makeup tutorial with a moisturizer, and you guys know that I am obsessed with this one. This is the Cetaphil moisturizing cream. They changed the lid color. It's now green. So I know a few of my followers have been really confused with that, but it's the same product. They just changed the packaging. But this is the best moisturizer I have ever tried, and I've gone through a whole lot. This stuff works miracles. It will take your skin from dry to smooth within one night. I swear it works, and a lot of my followers have given this a try or who have been using it swear on it just like I do. It is so worth the money. I find mine at Target. It's around $10, which is a little bit pricey in my opinion, but a tube like this for me will last me for months. So before I do my makeup, I always like to moisturize, like I mentioned, and I do probably just a thin layer like so. I actually also use this moisturizer as part of my skincare routine. So before I go to bed, I put a very thick layer on my face and go to sleep in it. The next day I wake up, I have super smooth skin. If you're interested in a skincare routine demonstration, kind of like really like cool editing and all that fun stuff, let me know. I do have 2 skincare videos on my channel, but they're more of like me sitting and talking rather than me kind of showing you what the heck I do every single day. So give this video a thumbs up if you're interested in an updated skincare routine. That way I know you guys are interested, and I'll make sure I get that on my channel ASAP. The next thing after I moisturize that I love doing that is very important is to prime. Now there are so many primers on the market these days that it is a little bit intimidating to choose from and kind of see which one is beneficial for you. So I completely understand. At first, I wasn't really into primers. I didn't really understand the concept of it. But now that I've been learning a lot more about makeup and kind of learning from other people online, offline, whatever it may be, primers are everything. I will not wear foundation without a primer. Primers are very, very good because they provide a very nice base for your foundation to lay on, but not only that, but it can help make your foundation last longer or smooth out the appearance of pores, whatever it may be. So as I said, there are a lot of primers. So I'm going to show you 2 that I've been loving lately. One of them is actually a holy grail that I've been loving for years, since I was in high school till now. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. If I had to compare this to anything, it would be the Benefit Cosmetics Professional primer. This is super affordable. Once it goes on, it's very smooth, very velvety. It eliminates the appearance of pores. I love this because I have tiny pores right in this corner, and once I put it on, it just smooths everything out. So if you're looking for a good smoothing primer, this one is amazing. If you're looking for something that is hydrating because you may have dry skin, this one is hands down, oh my goodness, it's my favorite. I've never had a primer that did exactly what it said when it came to hydration. So I've tried multiple primers that are like, oh, we're gonna hydrate your skin, we're gonna give you that bomb ass looking skin, it's gonna say hydrated, whatever. This one, yeah, it does the job. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Base Hydrating Primer. There are multiple of these if you're very familiar with the Makeup Forever Cosmetics primer line. Each tube does a different thing. I used to be obsessed with the smoothing one, which I still am, but I can easily rely on my Maybelline for that, and this one is less expensive, so I would go towards this. I love this hydrating one. Once you put it on, it is so hydrating. You feel it for hours. You don't feel dry. It definitely works. You just feel so fresh. So if you're on the dry skin kind of person, definitely give this one a go. It is absolutely amazing. Now, if you have combination skin or you're oily or whatever it may be, I do have a primer that I very much believe in and I really do like. It was recommended by my friend Nikki Tutorials. It is the Nivea Men Shaving Balm. I will link it down below. I don't have it with me because my vanity is a mess and I don't know what this. So, that one is amazing. It's about $6 to $7, and what that does is, first of all, don't be freaked out that it's a men's shaving thing because it completely works. It has glycerin in it, like Nikki always says, and that will help hold on to your makeup longer. So whether you're oily, combination, dry, whatever it may be, your makeup is going to be held in place and it's not going to move throughout the day. Speaking of glycerin, since Nikki said that glycerin helps hold on to makeup, and it is in a lot of makeup products for it to kind of last longer or stay on, I noticed on my Cetaphil moisturizing cream that it also has glycerin listed as the second ingredient. So this might be the reason why my makeup stays on a little bit longer. A lot of my friends have always asked me, like, how does your makeup stay on so smooth, so perfect throughout the day? It does not move, it does not budge. Like, what do you use? And I don't know if it's this or it might be the application, but I just wanted to let you guys know that there's glycerin in here. Now, this step is completely optional, but as you noticed in my makeup tutorials, I like to go in with a spray before I go with my foundation because I feel like the spray not only gives me even more hydration, but it kind of makes the foundation go on a little bit more sheer because of the water base than heavy. And I'm the type of girl where I do like my coverage. I mean, as you can tell, I do have some red areas and I really do like the very flawless full coverage look, but I do really like this spray. It is the Benefit Cosmetics Specialist Ultra Radiance Facial Rehydrating Mist. It is so amazing. It smells like the spa, very cucumber, very spa-like. It's just very refreshing and it's just gonna give your skin that boost of hydration. Now, if you're oily, then I recommend you skipping this step because this might make you a little bit more oily. For foundation today, I'm going to show you one of my holy grails. I will choose this foundation over everything and anything else. This is the Too Faced Cosmetics Born This Way foundation. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with this. It goes around a lot in the beauty community, especially on Instagram and YouTube. I am in the color light beige. I love this formulation. Too Faced is one of my all-time favorite cosmetic brands. The formula of this foundation is just hands down amazing. It gives you a medium to full coverage depending on how much you use, but it doesn't cake you up. It doesn't make you look very heavy, very cakey, nothing like this, but at the same time, it does its job. It is an overall amazing formulation. It goes on very watery, very liquidy. You don't feel it at all. It's not cakey. It lasts, it stays. It's absolutely worth the money. So once my mist has settled down into my skin, I like to dot the foundation all over my face as so everything is evenly covered. I go in with a beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I'm just gonna take that and I'm just gonna dab in the foundation. So what I do is I just take the tip of this and just dab it in lightly. You don't wanna push too hard, lightly, and I just wanna sponge that around, I guess is the word. You don't want to drag like so, you just want to dab. And as you dab, you want to move that product and spread it around to cover all the areas on your face. This foundation gives great coverage. It's very lightweight. I don't feel it at all, nor do you see it. It looks very natural. Now, I really like the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge because it's cheaper than the Beauty Blender. It does the job and it's just absolutely an amazing sponge. I have been using this for the last few months now, and I've been so happy with it. I don't have to repurchase the beauty blender. Although the beauty blender that you get at Sephora is absolutely amazing, but $20 every so often is a little bit expensive for me. So I've been really liking this dupe, so I definitely recommend that you guys give this one a try. When you're using your beauty sponge, make sure that it's damp. The more damp or the more wet that your sponge is, the less coverage you're gonna get, because that sponge is gonna soak up all the product and it's not gonna give you coverage. It's gonna make the foundation kind of expand and make your coverage or foundation very sheer. So if you want more coverage, then don't make your sponge as wet. But if you want less, then kind of make it in like the medium part, like make it kind of damp but not too, is this making sense? And you always want to make sure that you're working that foundation, still dabbing, but you're gonna work it into your hairline so everything looks a little bit more blended. And you also want to bring the foundation down to your neck. I'm gonna go in and kind of conceal but also brighten up certain areas. I'm gonna go with my Holy Grail concealer. I definitely want to show this to you in this video. A better dupe of that, I do have it for you guys, but this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is the color Medium Light. I go for medium light on natural days where I don't want to brighten and highlight. I rather just want to conceal but still brighten up a little bit. So that's when I go in with medium light. But if I do want to full on contour and highlight and have that very nice highlighted face, then I go in with the shade Light Only. A great dupe for this is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Camouflage Corrector. This little fella right here. Absolutely amazing. I would say that this is very close to the Urban Decay, but this is a little bit thicker, gives a little bit more full coverage. So I would use a little bit of this if you're looking for sheer coverage, but this is your baby if you're looking for very nice coverage for a drugstore foundation or a drugstore concealer. Maybelline has one of the best foundations, best concealers I've ever tried. I definitely would always recommend you going towards the Maybelline aisle when you're looking for face products. I love this concealer. This is in the color Ivory, and this really helps me brighten things up. If you're looking for something even more brighter from the drugstore, definitely try the Maybelline Dream Lumi stick. It kind of twisted. You can twist it up. I don't have it with me right now, but I've used it in previous tutorials. That one will brighten anything up. So with this concealer, these are the areas that I would highlight or conceal. So I definitely like to start in my chin area right now, right here. A little bit on the cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and then the place that we always conceal is right under our eyes, right here. And the reason that I love this concealer is that it does the job. It covers everything. It's very nice coverage. It blends like it just blends like magic. It's amazing how this formula just melts into your skin. And again, I'm using my Complexion sponge by Real Techniques. It makes everything disappear, and it's not cakey, you guys. This concealer is amazing because it does not cake up, it does not set into fine lines. It is absolutely beautiful. Now today I'm using the color Medium Light, so you're not gonna tell much of a difference. On days where I'm going full glam, when I use the color Light, it just gives me the most beautiful highlighted face, and once I contour, my whole face just really changes. But I definitely would recommend you going to get this Urban Decay concealer. Hands down, so worth the money. I also like to work it up on my eyelids because once I set that area later, that's gonna act as a great primer for eyeshadow. But right after I'm done with my concealer, I like to set everything. I set my whole entire face with my Holy Grail powder. I use this in every single makeup tutorial. It is my ride or die powder. It has never done me wrong. It sets everything into place. It's not cakey. It's very thin. I'm talking the particles are so well grinded. Is that the word? I don't even know. but it is just so dusty and so thin and so lightweight. It does the work amazing. It is the Nye Luxary Powder in the color Cameo. Cameo might not be your color. They have other shades, so make sure you choose the right one for you. I love the color Cameo because it gives me that brightening power, but not too much because it still matches my skin. So I love this so much. Now this is a product that is very similar to like the Laura Mercier translucent powder. A lot of people use that as well. That one I find is a little bit pricey, and I don't really like the formulation of that one. I feel like that one kind of dries me out within a few hours. The powder kind of sink into kind of my dry patches and makes me look very patchy, and I don't like that. I've never gone wrong with this Nye powder. It is absolutely amazing. Now this is the part where many people bake. They like to take a sponge or a brush or whatever it may be and put a layer of the powder on top of their concealer and kind of let it set while they do everything else. I used to love baking. I've done it a few times, and I do really like the concept of it. I think it's amazing. A lot of my friends who do makeup love baking, but recently I've been doing something else that has given me the most flawless looking skin ever. I don't know if I've shared this. I think I shared this in a previous makeup tutorial, but I didn't really go in depth with it. It is absolutely amazing. If you take your beauty sponge, like my Real Techniques Complexion Miracle Sponge, and you dab a little bit of the powder in, and you dab the powder over your concealer or over your foundation, whatever it may be, and work that powder in by dabbing gently, just like you would do with any other product, it gives you the most flawless looking skin of all times. And while it's doing that, it sets your product into place. It does not give you too much product. It doesn't give you too little. It gives you the perfect amount. Your skin is porcelain, just like a doll. It does not give you flashback. Well, depending on the product, it might not give you flashback. The Nye does not give flashback in photography, which I love. I've never seen my skin be set so well that it's absolutely porcelain. That is the reason why my foundation looks so smooth in person and in camera. It's because this technique truly works. I absolutely love it. I cannot go back to baking anymore. I do not like baking anymore. I love working this foundation or this powder into my skin by just gently taking a little bit of the powder and patting it in and just soaking it in so it sets everything, but at the same time you're getting porcelain doll-like skin. And make sure when you're doing this that your sponge is not too damp. It's more on the dry side, so the powder really sticks onto it, but it makes it easier for you to work the powder in rather than soaking the powder. Once I'm done setting everything and I'm mattified out and everything looks so flawless, I really do recommend you guys trying that technique instead of baking, and let me know how it works for you because I'm super curious. But we're gonna go ahead and either bronze our face or contour. Now, sometimes I do like to warm up my face by bronzing, and other times I like to do a very fierce contour, but most of the time I like just warming up and bronzing. Now, there is a product that I love that's more on the high end. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Light Medium Matte Bronzer. It looks like this. It's absolutely amazing. It smells like chocolate, and the formula is so smooth. It gives you a little bit of pigmentation, but not too much. It's just perfect to bronze and contour with. I love this. If this is a little bit too much on the high end for you, then I would go with these little babies that I raved about all the time on my Instagram and YouTube. These are the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Powders. This is in the shade 600 that I use to bronze and contour, and this is in the shade 100 that I use to set my powder instead of the Nye sometimes. So these are great drugstore items that you should pick up. Another one that is recently added to the market is this Maybelline Master Contour. I'm going to be using a little bit of this today because it's so amazing. It comes with a contour shade, a blush shade, and a highlight shade. It's written on the palette for you so you know exactly which one does. It's absolutely amazing. I really do like this one. So my favorite brush to work with when I contour is the Morphe M530. sturdy. I love this one. This one might be a little bit challenging to use for those of you who are beginners when it comes to contouring. I like this one because it goes right into that area for me to do a precise contour. But if you're looking for something more of like a little bit of a contour, but more in the bronzing, warming things up, the Morphe M527 is amazing. This is a beautiful brush. It is very popular because everyone absolutely loves it. This is the one I'm going to be using today, just because I'm going to do a little bit of warmth and kind of put a little bit of warm tones to my face. So I'm going to go in just a little bit with the Too Faced bronzer here, and what I do is I am going to suck my cheeks in and do a fish face, and you're going to see my the indent of my cheek area. So right where it kind of indents in is where you want to put this bronzing product. And what this does is the darkness of the bronzer is going to give your face more definition by bringing in those areas. I have a very round face, so it's very difficult for me to contour sometimes, but if I just stick into those areas, the shadow of that bronzer is going to make my face look more slimmer. And then you bring that bronzer up to your forehead in these corners right here. So the easiest way is I pull back my hair and kind of look. Now be careful with this part because you don't want a muddy forehead and look like a brownie. So you just want to put a little bit of product on both sides and then connect the two. So what this does is this brings your forehead in. So if you have a bigger forehead like I do, I find that my forehead is a little bit big in my opinion. So I just contour the outer edges like so, and just very lightly handed kind of bronze that up, and that's gonna make my forehead look a little bit smaller. After I contour and I have everything kind of carved out and my face already has definition, I'm gonna go in with my holy grail highlight. If you know me well enough, you already know what this is. This is Becca Cosmetics Opal Highlight, aka I've already hit pan on it. I'm gonna take my Morphe M510, my favorite highlighting brush. It's very easy to work with and it spreads the product on very naturally and lightly. I'm gonna take a little bit of that Becca Opal and I'm gonna suck in my cheeks again. And wherever my cheekbones stick out when I look straight into the mirror, that is where you want to pop the most of this highlight, the most abundance of this highlight on. And then in gently circular motions, you want to work it a little bit towards your cheek, but then bring it up to the arc of your brow. I also like to highlight the button of my nose and the bridge of my nose, and that's gonna help lift up my nose because I do have a flat nose. So that's going to help lift this area up. Now you want to be careful when you're highlighting because highlighting does make texture kind of come out. It shows texture more. So if you do have a little bit more skin problems, then I wouldn't put too much highlight. I would go very light on the highlight. I'm also going to put highlight on my Cupid's bow. That's going to make our lip product pop in a little bit. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe E3 brush. I love this brush. This is part of their Elite collection, so it's going to be hella soft. Amazing quality for the price. I'm going to go with a little bit of that blush. Beautiful color. And I'm going to smile and work that onto my cheek area. But then I'm also going to blend that a little bit on the end of that highlight that I told you guys to bring down a little bit earlier onto your cheeks. I'm gonna pat the blush into my cheeks and then work it up into my highlight. That way, everything that you have done is now going to be blended together perfectly. This blush color is so pretty. If you find that this blush is a little bit too light for you and you want a little bit more emphasize, you want to emphasize it? Then I'm going to recommend a really awesome palette. This is the Morphe Brushes 9B palette. Yes, 9B palette. I already talked about this in a previous tutorial. It is worth your money because every shade you ever need is in this palette. They're so pigmented, a little bit goes a long way. You never want to put a lot of this product in, trust a girl. So I'm going to dab a little bit of this, and I want to add a little bit of pink to my cheeks today. So a little bit of this goes a long way, like that's already enough. I don't know if you guys can see that, but amazing palette. Ugh, love it. And I'm just gonna work that into my cheeks. It's so pigmented that it's a little bit scary, but at least it's so smooth that it goes on perfectly so you can blend it easily. Last thing that I like to do that is a must, you have to do this. This is the reason that I don't look cakey. Rather, I just look very, very natural, very radiant. I look very luminous. If you've ever met me in person or you are one of my friends, you know that my skin is very radiant in person. Even though you know that I'm wearing makeup, it just looks very natural. It looks very natural, very radiant, just very luminous looking. And the reason for that is because I set my makeup by soaking my face with the Urban Decay makeup spray. They do have two. I don't find a difference in both of them, so either one will work perfectly. I go back and forth. It depends on what I have on deck. But the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, or the one with the purple cap, is amazing too. I like to spray my whole entire face with that. That way my makeup is going to set really nicely. All the powder products is gonna set into my skin. My highlight is gonna set. My bronzer is gonna set. Everything is just gonna settle into my skin very nicely. So it's gonna give me a very natural looking makeup look. Okay friends, that is it for this video. I hope that you had a lot of fun hanging out with me the past few minutes, learning about my foundation face routine. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me more requests down below. I'm so glad that I got this video up. Now for our other makeup tutorials, we can go a little bit faster when it comes to the face part, because you guys already have this video to go back to. I love you so much. I'm so glad to be back on YouTube. I'm so glad I'm not sick anymore. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you want a skincare routine, or if you just want more videos, or if you just really like this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already for more awesome videos. Leave me a comment down below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Add me on Snapchat. By the way, I got a P.O. box, so check out that P.O. box so we can send each other letters and all other good stuff. I cannot wait to send you guys stuff back. I'm so ready. Like, I am so ready. I even got stationery so I can write you back. Like, that's how excited I am. Anyways, I'll see you in my next video. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. Bye, lovelies.